Hello, second graders. We are going to read the story Dex, the Heart of a Hero today. And while we're reading it, we are going to think about comparing and contrasting. So if we look at right here, it says compare and contrast, tell how two things are alike or different. So we've talked about comparing and contrasting, and we've worked on it this year. And so today, instead of looking at two different stories, we're going to look at a character and think about how they were the same at the beginning and end of the story, but how they were different from the beginning and end of the story. This story is a fantasy story, which means that it cannot happen in real life. So to prove that it cannot happen in real life, we're going to look for events that could not really happen. We're going to look for characters that are not really found in real life. And when I look at the picture on the front of the story, I know right away that this is a fiction story because there's a dog as a character, which tells me that this dog is probably going to talk in the story. And he's flying like a superhero, which also tells me that this is going to be fantasy because that could never happen. So thinking about this story, what makes someone a hero? What is something that you think makes someone a hero? Dexter was a little dog. His legs were little, his tail was little, his body was little. He looked like a plump sausage sitting on 4 little meatballs. Being the size that he was, Dex was often overlooked. The other dogs grew tired of waiting for Dex to catch up when they played chase, and after a while they forgot to invite him at all. No one really seemed to notice him except when Clevis, the tomcat, demonstrated how he could stand right over Dex and not even ruffle his fur. How do you think Dex feels about being overlooked? Why do you think that? How does Dex's size cause him problems? Yes, everything about Dex was little, except for his dreams. He wanted to be a hero. He could just see it. But wanting and being are two different things. Dex lived on dreams until one day, after crawling out from under Clevis yet again, he decided there had to be more to life than gazing at the underside of a cat. There had to be more to him. If he could be a hero, he would. So Dex started training. He read every superhero comic book he could find. He watched every hero movie ever made. He went to... Look at these parts of the story. The mighty Dex flew up into the dark and starry night. Where have you seen these before? Dex figured that a hero must have strong muscles. He needed exercise and lots of it. Dex started trotting to the corner and back every morning. He hopped over every crack in the sidewalk. He struggled to climb the garbage pile, up and over and down, then up and over and down again. All day long he worked, day after day. Even at bedtime, when he wanted to flop on the rug with his tongue hanging out, Dex forced himself to circle 5 extra times. The mighty Dex pressed on through wind and rain and storm and fatigue. When it got easier to run to the corner and back, Dex did it again, and then again. Then he dragged a sock filled with sand as he ran, and then 2 socks. When Clevis was bored and stood in the middle of the sidewalk to block his way, Dex dropped to the ground and slid right under him. He was too busy to be bothered by Clevis. Dex was tired. He was sore. He was working so hard that he almost forgot what he was working for. But one night, as he dragged himself to bed after his last set of push-ups, Dex stopped in front of the mirror and flexed. He could feel them. He could see them. Muscles! Now, Dex didn't take the stairs. He skimmed them. He leaped over hydrants. He vaulted up curbs. He could jump over the garbage mountain without touching the top. He could run like the wind. He felt as if his legs had springs. Only one thing was missing. Finally, a small brown package arrived. Dex ripped it open. His hero suit. It was red with a shiny green cape, and it fit like a glove. Dex loved the way it felt. He loved the way it looked, and he loved the feeling he had when he put it on. He was ready. How has Dex changed since the beginning of the story? Right here on this page, it says that he was ready. What causes him to feel ready? Why is the super suit important to him? When Dex went out in his suit for the very first time, he looked up the street and down. He noticed a young pup trying to cross the street. Dex sprang into action. "May I help you?" he asked. He guided the wide-eyed pup across the street and grinned at the pup. As the pup stared at him with his mouth hanging open, the pup whispered, "Wow, it's Super Dog." Super Dog. Dex liked the sound of that. Of course, when Clevis saw Dex, he just had to comment, "Hey, Dex, where's the party?" Dex was so busy that he was able to ignore Clevis, for the most part. The only time his face ever got red was when Clevis yelled, "Where'd you get that dress up?" Dex had to wonder if Clevis saw anything but the suit. Didn't he understand that the suit was just a way to let people know he was there to help? There was a mouse he saved from a sewer, a purse snatcher he tackled. He fixed his neighbor's sprinkler. He found a lost kitten, pulled a rat away from a live wire, tracked down a lost wallet, put out a trash fire, and organized the neighborhood cleanup day. It seemed that now, whenever anyone needed help, they turned to Dex, and Dex had never been happier. What are these 2 pages mostly about? How does helping others make Dex feel? What tells you that, or how can you tell that he feels that way? Late one evening, there was a banging at the door. When Dex answered, it seemed as if the whole neighborhood was yipping and yowling in a panic. "It's Clevis!" they shouted. "He's stuck in a tree! Hurry, Dex, hurry!" Dex raised his eyebrows. It was not like Clevis to move enough to get into trouble. In a flash, he was dressed and ready. In a flash. What does it mean to be ready in a flash? How do the animals feel when they bang on Dex's door? As he got closer, Dex could see Clevis. He had been chasing a squirrel to the top of the tree, but had slipped and was hanging by one claw from a slender branch. He was yowling for all he was worth. "I'm slipping!" Clevis screeched. "Help me!" Dex looked desperately around for something to climb on. There was no boxes or ladders, not even any trash cans. Then Dex looked at the crowd. "Quick, everybody!" Dex shouted. "I've got an idea!" Dex leaped onto the end of the teeter-totter, facing the tree, pushing it to the ground. "Everybody on the other end! 1, 2, 3!" All the animals jumped together on the other end of the teeter-totter, catapulting Dex into the air. He soared over the crowd, his ears and cape streaming out behind him. Why does Dex ask all the animals to jump on the other end of the teeter-totter? Do you think it was a good plan? Dex scrambled onto the branch next to Clevis. Quickly he pulled off his cape and tied it in 4 corners onto the screeching cat. "Jump!" Dex shouted. "Jump, Clevis!" Why do you think Dex ties his cape onto Clevis before telling him to jump? What an ear-piercing shriek! Clevis let go. The billowing cape caught the air and parachuted the big cat to the ground. Dex backed up and slid to the ground amidst the cheers of the crowd. Dex was bruised and tired, but he forgot his discomfort as Clevis sheepishly lumbered over, still tangled in the green cape. "Thanks, Dex. You really are my hero." How do you think Clevis felt when he let go? What detail in the text tells you that that's how he felt? And how does he feel towards Dex now? Dex didn't think he could feel any better, but he did, just a little, the next day when Clevis sidled up next to him and whispered, "Say, Dex, could I be your partner?" Dex looked at the big tomcat up and down. It would take a lot of work to turn Clevis into a hero. He could hardly wait. "Sure," said Dex with a grin. "Sure." Why does Clevis want to be Dex's partner now? Why can Dex hardly wait to turn Clevis into a partner? So I want you to think about Clevis at the beginning of this story and compare it to how he is at the end of the story. What's the same and what's different about him?